Amron, how you doing?
Hey, what's good? How you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate your
No,
time, man. And
no
uh,
problem, no problem.
I see that you've been training, so I take it that you're healthy and doing well.
Yeah, we doing good. Just, we staying 6 feet away,
Okay.
taking all the proper precautions, even like going in the shops and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. And you're in Orlando. You're not far from me, so um, I'm actually in Kissimmee, in the Kissimmee area. So um, and let me know your connection's slipping a little bit. So just keep me posted
I
if I lose.
just, yeah, I just connected to the Wi-Fi. I wasn't connected.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Hopefully we'll be good. If not, we'll just rejoin. No big deal.
Yeah,
Um, But no, so you're by way of Orlando now, by way of the Bahamas. You're based in Orlando now.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
Based in Orlando.
That's awesome. So you're professional heavyweight. Everybody that's tuned in today, Amron the Sandman, as he goes by Sands, 11 and
Yes,
0, nine
sir.
knockouts.
Yeah, 1109 knockouts.
That's amazing, man. It's amazing. Congratulations. And for those of you
Thank
that
you.
don't know, Amron signed with Dibella. Was it last year?
Yeah, last year, I think August makes 1 year of being with them.
Awesome, awesome, and we'll talk more about that. That's a huge accomplishment for many that
Yeah,
you don't know about Amron and his path to get to that point. As we've talked with a good friend of Team La Perla, Mark Reyes Jr.,
hmm
a stablemate of yours is with Dibella now as well, recently signed.
yeah, we just signed with them.
So we all know the steps. That's a lot of work to get to that point.
That's a
So
lot of
TV,
work. It's a lot of work.
and then there's more steps ahead. So
Yes. So that's just the start.
it's very
That's
true.
just the start. Yeah.
But a true accomplishment, a true great accomplishment. I want you to know that you should be proud of yourself for that. So
Yeah. Thanks, man.
definitely, definitely. So Amron, let's talk about who you are as a person. We'll start kind of where you were born. We obviously know the Bahamas,
Yeah.
but what part, and then also share with us kind of your upbringing in
Okay.
life.
I was born in Nassau, Bahamas.
Okay,
Born and raised. Hold on, give me a minute.
yeah, no problem.
Born and raised. Um. Then as I got older, I played baseball. I used to play baseball. I was a very well-around athlete. I played a lot of sports. And I believe that's what kept me on a straight path because every weekend I was playing baseball tournaments, basketball tournaments. So sports was a big factor in my life. Um, um,
Talk about your family life a little too.
yeah. So my family, like this, my cousin just commented under just now.
Yeah,
My
you can give him a
family,
shout out.
yeah, yeah, Jordan, J Man. It's my cousin. It's like my brother. We grew up together. Um, we grew up in Camp Road. That's like the hard part of the Bahamas. I wouldn't say hard, but crime and stuff like that. Grew up
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Um, but growing up in the Bahamas was very good. We and he my cousin here he was off to school with me too in Oklahoma. We played basketball. I was supposed to go to Oklahoma State University, D1
Wow.
for the right scholarship, both of
Wow.
us. But I tore my ACL, and my
Wow.
MCL. So the basketball dream had to come to a pause for a minute. Then I went home, got in a motorcycle accident,
Wow.
and that's where boxing started. Because one of my coaches who brought me up with it was like, Amron, you should try boxing. No, that's like boxing. What the hell? Me boxing? You gotta be crazy. So he had the gym home, started to go there for fitness. But then like you started to learn so much stuff because it wasn't hard for me to catch things, so I always caught on to things faster than the normal. Um,
Okay.
so stepped in the ring, tried it, did very good against people who was most seasoned in it. I mean, it was a little off, but then he did an amateur show home in the Bahamas. But then he's like, I'm gonna should try it. Then it's like, I might as well. I ain't playing basketball no more, so might as well try it. And I tried it to win because they brought a team down from Canada to fight us in the Bahamas.
Okay.
So I had my first amateur fight. Then I did good, and I liked it. And then they approached me again. It was like we traveled. I think and that's the funny thing. For my second amateur fight, there's no headgear because
Wow.
we came under AIBA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
With
so
Aiba.
what? Yeah, so once you come under that, no, ain't no more headgear. So started to I was winning a lot. And it was the Independent Cup in Dominican Republic. And I fought against Guyana, Ecuador, Chile, a lot of people. So that's what boosted me because I had a short amateur career, but it was very intense because I fought a lot of top guys. And then I did some training in Cuba.
Yeah.
That was intense.
Yeah.
That was intense. So
As many people know, in Cuba, the amateur, that's their pedigree. That's what they
yeah,
do.
that's
And
all they do.
truly,
That's all they
it's,
do.
it's truly,
Yeah,
we
that's
had a
all they
shout
do.
out. Yeah, your buddy here that tuned in. That's when he started knocking dudes out. Hard work, man. To be one of the best in the world. Give a shout out to your buddy
Yes.
there.
Yes, that's my cousin. That's my cousin right there.
Oh, okay.
That's like my brother right there. Um, but yeah, like life in Bahamas was good, but for you to step up and for me to really chase my dream to be a professional boxer, I had to step out of my comfort zone and moved here and do what we got to do. Because the Bahamas Uni, like the island I'm from, is only 24 miles long and 7 miles wide. Ain't much you
Mm.
could do there
Yeah. Only there's so many places
besides
you can
jet
go, right?
ski, parasailing. Yeah, ain't much you could do. So
Yeah.
I was more fortunate because my mother is an American citizen, so she
Okay.
applied for green cards and stuff. So I had from other guys I had a better opportunity because I could live here,
Mm.
work, and so I came here, went to Sugarbird, the Pile, and then turned pro. Um,
Wow. So a lot of
because
steps. A lot of steps there. Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of steps.
And
It's
just
a lot of
to
steps.
continue on what we were discussing, how old were you when all the basketball stuff kind of stopped, the injuries came about, and you decided to get into boxing? About what age?
I was like 18, 18 when I was 18.
Wow. Okay.
Started my first fight was I was 19. Um, yeah, the basketball stuff started around 18.
Wow. Okay. So for some people, especially where you're at in such a short period of time, we need
It is.
to look at that. I mean, you're talking. You started at 18. Your first amateur fight. You're saying it was 19.
Yeah, like 19. Yeah,
Wow. And that's impressive, man. You're at 11-0. You're pro. You're signed
yeah,
to a big promoter in a short
yeah,
period of time. So that we share with the people tuning in to let them know that anything is possible. And
yeah. Anything
persistence,
is possible.
perseverance
Just
is key.
gotta
It's the
keep
hard work.
working. Yeah,
Definitely,
just keep
definitely.
working.
So talk
Yeah,
to us
because
about some of that amateur experience and the experiences of going to Cuba and talk more about that. Kind of,
uh,
if you have anything that
Cuba,
sticks out.
Cuba was very interesting because as we know, Cuba is behind time. So,
Mm.
they driving all like the 1914 cars and all that, but their life is just strictly from the boxing aspect is just boxing, eat, sleep. Like that's all they do there.
Mm.
It's sad that they have some of the best boxers, but they can't get out. Once
Yeah,
you leave Cuba to come to America to box, you can't come back.
yeah.
So if I was like a 145, 128 pounder, I'd say go there for some training because
Wow.
those boys
You get the
bad.
real deal.
Yeah. If you want real sparring, yeah, go to Cuba. But the thing is about Cuba, it isn't pretty. It isn't pretty. When it comes to their training facilities, it isn't pretty. They don't have rings. Like
Mm.
they just have like a big empty floor and like they put like literally a rope in a square
Wow.
and you gotta fight in a rope. For real in a
That's
rope.
unique.
Yeah,
That's
so
very unique.
it's some really some it's some real third world stuff out there. So
That's interesting.
that's what I came up on though. When you fighting, you see like how like when I fought, you check the pattern for the gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cuba, ain't no pattern in the gloves. Ain't no pattern. So you would pray for pattern, but no. Like you literally,
Wow.
and you could see the person knuckle through the glove, and that's how we came up in amateurs.
Wow. And no
Yeah,
headgear, or was there any
no
headgear?
headgear, no headgear.
Wow.
I'll say for my, I was what amateur for like 2 years. I got like one headbutt, one,
Wow. So you're
one.
moving.
Yeah, I was
You're
moving.
moving out
I
of the
have
way.
yeah one little headbutt,
Wow.
but because you see a lot of that. Boom.
Yep. You know, especially at the pro level when guys are,
Yeah,
you know, going
diving
in
in
head
and
head
stuff
up.
like
I mean,
that.
it's brutal putting their head down and whatnot. So a vast, not a large period of time for your amateur career, but definitely
Yeah,
a lot of experience in a short
a
period
lot
of
of
time. Like you
experience.
said.
Yeah, it's a lot because
Different
you fight.
experiences.
Guys traveling like 2 times a month.
Wow.
2 times a month. Yeah, 2 times a month. I was always on the plane going somewhere.
Wow. So that's an amazing experience. Surely, talk about some of your early coaches and teammates that you had in the
Oh,
amateurs. Do you have friends from them now to today?
yeah,
From then until
yeah,
now?
yeah, yeah. We still communicate. One of my coaches, my amateur coach, was Ron Rogers. That's who started me off. He started me off. He taught me everything I know in boxing, how to move, how to throw a punch. That's who brought me, and he trained me for basketball too. With the help of my vertical ball handling skills. He's a very good all around coach too as well. Um, and then I have like my teammates now was Tyrone Oliver, Israel Johnson, um, Shaquan Seymour, Jawan Forbes, and crazy talent in the Bahamas. Crazy talent. Like they just can't get out. They
Mm,
don't have an outlet, and it's
yeah.
very hard to. Wouldn't say it isn't impossible, but it's very hard. So you guys who lose interest and all the other stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, all us came up on amateurs together. Traveling, doing all kind of stuff. But we still communicate up to this day. And if I could, when I if I could, they was like Shaquan and Jawan Forbes are much younger than me. So as I go up and I become, for example, if I become do like a co-promoter one day with Dibella if I get when I get that big, I would sign them because those dudes good. They're good, really good. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, you keep persevering, and that day will come. I mean, it's a
yeah,
matter of. It sounds like in your heart you're gonna keep going, and then you want to help
yes,
um,
that's my thing.
friends and family from over
I
there for
like to
sure.
help. I like to help. If
Definitely,
if I could open the door for myself, because I haven't got there by myself. I have people who open doors, introduce me to people, so I believe in doing the same.
definitely, definitely. Who are some? And that's huge, and we'll talk more about that as we get down um, in the interview with some more questions a little later on. But in focusing on your amateur career, who were some fighters that you looked up to? Coming up in boxing, was there any fighters you focused on? Was there ones
Yeah,
that you watched, some that you root for?
I loved Ovana Holyfield. When I met Ovana Holyfield by that was the Sugar Bird. When I saw her, I was like, Ovana Holyfield?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I really was, I'm a real Ovana Holyfield fan. Roy Jones, Curran, Canelo Alvarez.
mm,
That's people I always watch. Even in my division, I still watch them because I don't believe in fighting as a heavyweight because heavyweights are just a 1-2. I like the angles, the pretty head movement. Um, so yeah, I like Holyfield, Roy Jones, Canelo. Um, let me see what else. Timofimo Lopez.
yeah,
He's a bad boy.
yeah. It wasn't too long
Yeah,
ago he was fighting here in Florida, so he was
yeah,
on on the
I
Mundo
know.
card.
I met him in the amateurs in Miami.
Yeah, yep.
I
It's
met
a
him in the
small world,
amateurs
man.
in Miami. Yeah, it's a very small world.
Yeah. So the interview's not about me, but I had a good experience last night. We had Francis Ngannou in the locker room, and just people from all around the world. And boxing becomes a very small. Um, Small world, and
Yeah,
people
it
forget
is.
that, and that's why I was asking. Some people you came up with, some people you looked up to, and before you know it, you're shaking hands, and then before you know it, you might be fighting these people.
Yeah,
Some of these guys, it's kind of surreal. Um, so you had Roy Jones out there as well, another Florida guy. So
yeah.
I think you're
I
in a
met
good
Roy
in a good
Jones too.
spot.
I met Roy Jones too. I met him too.
That's awesome,
I
man.
met him
That's
too.
awesome. So talk about how you went from learning the sport. You get this experience. I mean, you really went through the gauntlet in the amateurs in a short period of time,
Yeah.
traveling. Talk about the transition from amateur to pro, and how that
Uh,
worked out for you.
it wasn't real. I would say it wasn't really a big transition because I was so used to fighting without headgear. Because I was fighting without headgear for my
Mm,
second amateur fight. So,
okay.
um, and my coach Ron, he never believed in training us with the amateur style. You know, throw punches, 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 punches. No, he
Mm,
always trained us like, one day you want to go pro, and some fighters, it'll be hard for them to switch from the pro style to the amateur style. So he obviously, kind of had the amateur style, but we kind of had the pro style because pro is more on points, like
mm.
who gets the cleanest shots. So I always stuck to that part. I like that part because I don't even they see me fight now. They see me fight now. I don't believe in. I don't throw unnecessary punches, and that's something I had an amateur. Because every punch I throw with bad intentions.
Yeah, the heavy hands.
So yeah,
It's awesome.
every punch I throw, bad intentions.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you mentioned the athletic background and the movement, and you like to fight as if you're a welterweight or a middleweight, even a
Yes.
light heavyweight, and you see those guys
Hmm.
with their movement, um, and that's a big part of your game.
Yeah.
Um, Boxing's not a game, but I'm saying your game plan and how
Yes.
you
Yes.
operate in the
True.
ring. A lot of
Yeah.
people who haven't seen Amron fight yet, and they will very soon, and it could be on Showtime. It'll be televised. He'll be on TV
Soon,
sooner than
real
later, so keep
soon,
an eye
real
out.
soon.
You'll see his footwork, and that's very important. And we don't see enough of it. You see guys like Tyson Fury with the footwork. I mean, it's really superb. There's certain guys out there that's part of their style. So we have Amron Sands. For those of us that are just joining in now, if you have any questions, chime in as we continue to learn about Amron. Amron, talk to us about your pro debut,
Hmm.
and I don't know how long it lasted, but talk to us about your first experience as a pro boxer.
Yeah. So my pro debut was August, I think 18th or something like that.
Okay.
It was a shock. Like when I saw, even with the gloves, I was like, "Ooh, 10 ounce? Are you ready for this?" So if people don't know, that's very small for a person who weighed 200 pounds plus.
Yes.
That's very dangerous.
Yes.
So my first fight, I was very nervous. I won't even sugar. I was very nervous. Like, wow. But with me, I'll be nervous. But then when they had a bell ring, like
It's a switch.
that switch is on. Like, let's get it going. So I was nervous. But I don't get it no more like that. But I was nervous. I had like tremendous. I had a stomach full of butterflies. That was crazy.
Sure,
But
there's
it
a lot
was
of
very,
anxiety.
yes, for real. It was crazy. But as the bell rang and we got fighting, it was, it was it. My first fight last, I think, what, a minute and like a minute and 20 or 30.
Very short lived.
Yeah, very short one. But it was good. It was a nice introduction to the pro field.
Definitely, definitely. So as you transition, you're 11 fights in now, and how many different places have you fought in? Has it been primarily in Florida? Have you fought all over? You gone up
Um,
north as well?
I did one in what it was. I know I did one in my last one was in Dominican Republic.
Okay,
Um, I did one, but most likely most of them were in Florida. Um, I did one in I can't remember the name.
okay. Yeah. So your last fight was back in February. Is that correct?
Yeah, February. Yeah,
Okay, and that was in Dominican Republic.
yeah, Dominican Republic.
Oh wow, wow, very interesting. So
Yeah, it's
as your
nice.
pro, yeah, and you've already fought in a number of places
Yeah,
between the amateurs and your pro career. Talk about the transition of your team now. I know you changed teams at some point.
yeah.
Transition. Talk about your coaches now and the transition into where you're at now currently as a pro.
Cause, okay, because I know I had left my amateur coach because I was back in the Bahamas and I moved here. Then I met with you know Jose Cruz, is someone I grew up in the amateurs. He was good. He got me into the pro. He turned me pro. But then we had to separate because I felt I needed more because there's always steps. It's always steps. So we shook hands. He's like, and we had a good relationship. So we understand I had to go. And even now, I had two other coaches, Buck and Edwin Mitchell. Um, we broke off because it's the same thing. You always got to grow. And I don't think but and then they brought me down to Deontay Wilder camp.
I saw the pictures of that. That's
Yeah, I was in
very
that.
impressive. Very
Yeah, I was
impressive.
in that camp. That was good too. Um, that was good. And then I came back. Now I'm with two coaches now, Joey and Rashad. They're very good. Right now with the quarantine, be stripping me down, trying to get. I already dropped like 20 pounds. We're going for 20 more, but we still
Wow.
keeping that. If we still keeping that power. So
Yeah.
we're doing it in moderation, so to make sure we don't lose any power. We ain't
Okay.
really rushing it. But these two, I like them. I like them. I
So
really like them.
talk. Yeah. Multiple transitions, and I think people have to understand as a professional, you want to continue to grow. A lot of guys
Yes,
get
you have to
either
grow.
stuck with the same people or they don't want to break away, and sometimes you have to do that. So I commend you for knowing. Um, and we'll answer your question in a minute. Ruben Guerrero chimes in. Which other top heavyweights have you sparred with? We'll talk about your experience with. Obviously, if you're with Wilder, then you got in the ring with Malik Scott. I'm pretty sure,
Yeah,
and his
Malik
footwork
Scott. Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah. I like
beyond.
Malik.
He's got
Yeah,
great footwork.
yeah,
I've seen him in the ring before and worked in the corner with him actually years ago, probably
yeah.
five. He fought Tony Thompson, an old veteran heavyweight, and they went at it, and that was back in Orlando actually.
Okay.
That was at UCF about 4 or 5 years ago. And yeah, so talk to us about what other heavyweights you've sparred with and
Uh,
guys you've learned from.
it's really only because that was my first camp. So it's Wilder and Malik Scott. So I learned a lot from those two. Um, really learned a lot from those two. Wilder, showed me. I learned a nice trick. A nice
Are you gonna
trick
share
with
it with
him.
us?
No,
You
I
can't.
can't share. I can't share. They can see it, but I can't share. But
We almost got it. We almost got it. You
yeah,
almost
you
shared
almost got it. But I almost said it, but no, I can't say it. But with Malik, yeah, Malik he's a very crafty heavyweight, and it isn't
it.
much like him to say. The way he moves, he's very very smart because they brought him in because of that Tyson Fury movement. He is the closest. He did a very good job. But even like with Wilder with the fight, see people don't understand with boxing. You will have off day, especially in the heavyweight division. It only takes really one punch. With the
Exactly.
lighter weights, you might have a better chance of coming back. But heavyweight, a person 270 punching you in the head, yeah, if he catch you good, you could be off.
Definitely.
So
Definitely. It's very overlooked. Very overlooked. People say,
yes,
"Oh, well, he's not that good." No, he's getting hit by a guy
no,
that's 270.
yes,
It adds up.
it's
And
a
and
it's a
if you
big
haven't been in the ring
difference.
with someone that big,
You
you
wouldn't
learn
know.
quickly. You learn
Yes.
quickly.
So that
Definitely.
camp was that's a big one because you round top athletes like you round some of the best in the game. So that
Definitely.
was a big eye open for me. It shows me too where I'm at in my career, being around a person of that magnitude. Sarge Rolls Royce, and that was a big eye opener for me. So you see, Deontay Wilder pull up to the gym in a Rolls Royce, champagne Rolls Royce drop top, and that shoot.
She
And
gives some
any,
motivation, right?
yeah, that's the
Just a little bit.
motivation right there. That's the motivation right there. So, yeah, and he was very welcoming. He came to dinner with us. His dude was worth multi-millions of dollars. He did not stuck up. He chilled with us. He's very open. Because
Yeah,
most people of that magnitude of, oh no, I can't talk to these dudes. They just
yeah.
get, I already been with. No, he isn't like that at all. And even because I was down there in St. Pete, Thurman Gym. He's the
At
same
St. Pete
thing.
Boxing Club. Yeah,
Yeah, he always every time he see me, showing me little stuff, showing me little stuff. So I always I'm always open to new stuff. So even with him, when I go down there, I listen to what he have to say. Because even some boxers now, even though they aren't where these guys are, they think they know it all.
mm,
But in boxing, your mind got to be so open because you don't know what that person can bring to you.
definitely. Continuing to want to learn, want to grow.
Yes, you
That's
got
awesome.
to, especially from world champions. Come on,
Yeah, that's
come
common
on.
sense, right? You would think some of
Yes,
these guys.
they don't.
Yeah,
They trying to tell them, oh, I'm comfortable doing it this way, I'm comfortable doing it that way. Hey, if it can make me what you making and get me where you getting, I'm gonna try it.
definitely, definitely. There's a lot of experience. I actually ran into Wilder at the Malik Scott fight against Tony Thompson years ago. I think his
Yeah.
watch probably cost as much as my car, but that's okay. He was very humble. It was nice
yeah,
to it was nice to meet him. That
he's
was
very humble.
and that was 5 years ago. So,
Yeah,
yeah, very nice
yeah, he's
interaction I
very
had with
humble.
him back in Orlando years ago. So it's funny you say that, humble guy. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's
What
very.
an experience at a young age for you to be able to be in a camp with guys like that and learn and grow. And talked about Thurman as well,
Yeah.
learning from the lighter weights and the movement and those skills. That's awesome. Talk to us, Amron, about your toughest opponent yet. Who would you say? I know your fights haven't,
Um.
you know, gone
Yeah,
that
you
long, but
haven't. But my toughest opponent.
thus far, thus far.
I'll say. I think it was my fifth one. I wouldn't say toughest, but he was hitting hard. He was strong. I think he was like 30 or 40. He was like 30 pounds heavier than me. But
Wow.
he was all he was strong. He was a strong boy. Um, I would say what his name is. I can't.
I'm trying to remember how many fights in you think this was. Because you're
I
at
think this
11.
was my third or fourth. I think this was my third or fourth fight. I think both of us was undefeated. I think at the time. He was, or he probably had one loss, something like that. But he was,
Okay.
yeah, that was my toughest one because he, other fighters came in there, no way was, and was like a little intimidated. Nah,
Hmm.
he wasn't. He's like, you know what, let's get this going. So he was my toughest one.
Interesting.
See, the one, Dominican Republic, he got away because when I hit him with the left arm, boom, I dropped him, but at the same time, I think I dislocated my thumb.
Mm.
So and that was in the first round. So we went the full 8. So I had to fight him with
Uh-oh.
one hand. So he got away. I
Yeah.
wanted to drop him. I wanted I wanted to
With
nail him
bad
with the
intentions.
canvas.
You had those bad
Yeah.
intent. You're throwing the punches with bad intentions.
Yeah. So he got away. So but yeah, my fourth or fifth one, I'll say him. I can't really remember the name at the time, but him.
Yeah.
Um
Interesting. And that was early on. I mean,
yeah,
I
that
think
was
a lot of
early
people
on.
overlook that.
It
Yeah.
was right in what I was in it was right in Tampa.
Okay. So
And
you were
I
top.
got rocked that fight.
I
I
might have
got
been in the
rocked.
corner. I might have been in your
Yeah.
corner. Who knows? I probably was.
I got rocked.
That's bad luck. It won't
So,
happen again.
because when I heard that and I would say even coming up, I had a lot of bad habits because I hear like a 10-second bell, when y'all do the whip tap tap,
Yep.
and I say, oh yeah, the round's soon over, and he threw hook, I saw it, and I did like a little lazy block, came around the guy, boom, and I wobbled.
Mm.
Everyone's like,
Yeah. You had
so
you had the
yeah,
sticky legs. The sticky
yeah,
legs. You felt
I
it.
had,
You
I had
felt
some
it.
stick. Yeah, so after because when I caught myself, I smiled. I was like, he tried to took me out.
Yeah.
So after that, yeah, we couldn't play no more.
Interesting. So, Emron, talk about signing with Dibella. I know that was about it, like you said, coming up on this summer, made it a year. Talk about that
Yeah.
experience.
It's very good. No, it's very good. To know that your name are being mentioned with Dibella Entertainment is a big thing. Like people who really don't know would know he's everywhere. He's with the Zone, he's with UFC Fight
Showtime.
Pass, Showtime,
Yep.
everybody. So that's like I said, that's an accomplishment for me. To know that I'm going in the right path. They brought me up to New York, met him. He carried me to dinner, introduced me to the whole team, his staff.
Mm.
Um, so I feel very good. And he's a very straightforward guy, he said this a business, You gotta push you gotta, if you don't make money, I don't make money.
Mm.
So, and I love that. I don't like people, I care about
You want a
you. No, I want to straightforward.
straightforward.
It's business. It's business. You
Yes.
invest some money, you're looking for me to perform. Because everybody knows heavyweights are very pricey fighters. Um, so me going up there, talking with them, meeting the whole team, shows a lot. And he called, check up on me, make sure I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's very, like I say, it's a big accomplishment. It's this early, when I'm only 26. Even they say, I'm, you're a baby in your division. I don't feel that way, but that's what my manager, my promoter said. So they know it's best. I mean, it is. I am young in my division because like they say, different ages for different weight classes.
Definitely.
Like look at Deontay Wilder. He's 25. I mean 35. That's 10 years for me.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
have a lot of time. I
Yeah.
have a lot of
There's
time.
there's a heavyweight out there, Daniel Dubois, and I
Yeah,
think he's 21. Right? Is
yeah,
that? I think he's
yeah.
21,
He's like 21, 22.
and that's crazy. What he's
Yeah,
already accomplished at this point.
yeah.
And you guys could run into each other down the line.
Trust me. We can run into each other tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. I like the attitude, man. That was a
We can
reference of
run.
age, not saying you can't take my. I was referencing the age.
Yeah, so he
So,
is. Yeah, I know Dubois. I don't feel he's a threat to me. Tell you the truth, I don't feel he's
mm,
a threat to me.
definitely, and doing what you're doing at age 26, him at age 21. Um, as far as where you're at, and you started. I mean, at like you said, the first amateur was you're
Yeah,
talking
no
6 years
hits.
ago.
Yeah,
That's quite impressive, and you've already been in the camp with Wilder. And as you continue to grow and get better, improve in your career. I mean, you're undefeated
yeah,
right now. As you continue to learn and grow, it's a matter of time of who you're going to be fighting on television. I
yeah.
look
That's
forward
that's that's what we
to that.
pushing. That's what we pushing for. We pushing. I
Definitely.
if this as soon as this coronavirus, this over, I'm sure we'll be back. We'll be back stronger than ever because everything happened for a reason. The world gets a break, fighters get a break, get to spend time with your family. So there's a positive to it, because people who was always on the go, now they can actually sit down and relax with the family.
Mm,
Fighters could actually relax their body, you know, relax the brain, the head, the body. So
definitely.
it's always you always got to look at the positive in it. Could work on your weaknesses in the gym. Like me, I've been cutting weight. So
Putting a
that's
lot
a
of work in.
positive to it.
I see
Yeah,
on your social media pages, and you're putting a lot of work in.
yeah, we working. We
That's
telling the
awesome.
rest now.
Definitely. You're taking advantage and like you said, taking the positive out of a very tough situation. Let's not
Yeah,
focus on the negative. Let's take this and run with it in the positive
yeah.
manner. That's awesome. Amron, talk to us, those watching, about some of your short-term goals and some of your long-term goals. Two-part question there.
Okay. My short term goal right now is to get to 240 pounds.
Okay.
So one of my long term goals right now is to, be successful in my career. Leave with no damage, no speech problems. Make sure my family is good. I'm
Mm.
good. Um, Provide for my kids when they decide to have some. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody would know I don't have any children as yet. Just to be successful, man. That's one of my biggest push in life, you know. Everything I do, I try to do it 110%.
Yeah.
Um, just that's my main focus right now. I have to be. It isn't a want or a question. There's no turning back when it comes to my life, my profession. All I see is I'm gonna be a world champion one day, and it isn't me just talking. We out there working 6 days a week, running in the morning. It's what we want. Um, and want to make my family proud, take care of my mother, make sure my sister's good, everybody who is
Yeah.
connected to me by blood or by some type of, and just to make good investments too, because you don't want to be that heavyweight who made millions and millions of dollars, and then at the end of the
Mhm.
day, you don't have nothing that counts for it or show for it.
Definitely. And give a shout out to your mother on Mother's Day.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that's
we had the
that's my
time.
girl. Yeah, that's my girl. That's one of my biggest supporters right there.
Yeah, I saw the picture you posted earlier today. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so
I can see.
so I told Bella, if it's one person who got to make sure who have their hotel room and their flight, that's her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
And I
she,
could be watching you soon, man. You're gonna be fighting in the Northeast, especially, or down in the Southeast.
yeah,
I won't be unfortunately work your corner anymore, but I'll I'll probably be there.
yeah,
That's
man.
awesome, man. That's awesome. And talking as we talked about earlier, and we'll wrap up here soon. You want to also open doors for other people in the
For other
Bahamas.
people,
You have
yes,
younger, and we'll talk about your community involvement. I know when the hurricanes came, you were giving back to
yeah,
your community, whether it was water, food donations, and I know you want to continue to be involved with the community there and help those from the Bahamas as well.
yeah. So yeah, even that, even like when I go home, I always carry a bag of shirts, give up my shirts.
Yeah,
Um, Looking forward to do it. One of my plans was I was looking forward to do a back to school like a fair. Kids come to get their haircuts,
yeah,
food, books. So I look to doing all at home. To show that hey, I haven't forgot y'all. I am still a Bahamian, still proud, still represent my country to the fullest. Um, I'm not gonna go. I always hit up the radio station, newspaper. The newspaper article have my number, so when they want to get a story about me, they could just hit me up. But I always stay connected to them. As everybody would know who knows me, knows that when I finish a fight, I always go home to chill out with my cousins, my friends, you
yeah.
know, because I spend so much time here. So when I get free time, I always go home.
That's awesome.
Um, so yeah, I always like I told you, like even me and my friend who was a professional baseball player, Anthony Seymour, we did a video like we goes to like the boys' industrial school. That's like uh that's like a school for like troublesome kids like who
Okay,
get into
at
problems
risk
and
youth,
stuff. So yeah, like I wouldn't say like at risk, but they are
underprivileged.
yes, underprivileged. Plus,
Okay,
they get plus when you're underprivileged and stuff like that,
yeah.
you always end up doing stuff just to survive. Even
Mm.
comes to stealing and other stuff like that. So we try and go there, speak to them. Try to show them another route. Try to save some of the boys. So he
Mm.
went there and he called me to come on board to show them, hey, it don't have to be baseball. It could be boxing. It could be other stuff. So he went there. He did a camp. He did food, played games with them just to show that hey, someone still cares about you up there.
Definitely.
Um, so yeah, that's stuff I look to keep on doing home. Just to keep my face there to let them know, I haven't like they say, get rich and switch.
Mm. I haven't
So
heard that one. That's interesting. Okay, it's a good
so
one.
I always go home, show my face, relax, chill out with my people.
That's awesome. So at Team La Perla, the nonprofit gym in Puerto Rico,
Hmm.
we do a lot of community initiative work as well. We just did a
Okay,
sneaker drive recently, giving out free sneakers in the community to youth. And any
okay.
youth is allowed to come train at the gym in San Juan at any time. You're always welcome to come through too for a
Puerto
camp if you would
Rico?
like. Yes.
Oh, sure. I'd love to
That's where we're
go.
based out of. So I'm in Florida, but the team is
Okay,
based out of San Juan. So,
okay,
hey, and anytime, and we'll talk in the future, we can definitely go to the Bahamas, and we're more than willing to work with you and help you do that.
okay.
Obviously, you have a great
We could do
connection
that.
there with your friend, the baseball
Yeah, we
player,
could do
but
that. Yes.
definitely down the line, we'll definitely be in touch and we'll say. And I know as you continue to grow, I'm sure Dibella will hop and be more than willing to help you as well.
Yeah,
And
we
that's
will.
awesome.
Yes, sir.
You
Yeah,
have a bridge to you have a bridge to walk across, and that's
yeah,
awesome. A
yeah.
lot of people don't get that, so that's
Yeah.
a blessing. And you have
Thanks, man.
a
Yeah,
big heart, man. That's awesome. You should be very proud of that. So
yeah,
it's only a
man.
matter of time. Amron Sands, we'll see him on TV.
Yeah,
We
so,
look forward
so,
to that.
so.
Definitely, man. So I wrap up the interviews with some fast facts on our Sunday sit down series to have a little
Okay.
fun here. What is one place you've been many places? Is there one place
Uh-huh.
you've wanted to visit that you obviously never been to?
Um, Dubai, Dubai. And I've been to
Mm,
Dubai.
okay. We had Arturo Gotti Jr. on a few weeks back,
Okay.
and he just got back from Dubai, and I said, "Man, you traveled the world at such a young age. I haven't been to California yet. I went to Vegas once for a fight, and he's in Dubai at 11 years old. So shout out to Arturo Jr. Um, what is your favorite food?
I like sushi.
Okay, I've never actually had
Sushi.
sushi, so I'm
I'm a
slacking.
sushi person. Yeah, I
That's
like
healthy.
sushi.
That's healthy. Um, so, and the last thing, what is something most people don't know about you?
Um,
Tough one.
I could cook. I could cook.
Okay.
Yeah, most people don't know that.
Definitely, definitely, and I guess to add to that, I should have asked you prior. Some of your passions and interests outside of the ring.
Um, some of my passions I can't do right now because I'm on the contract. Because I had a
Okay,
motorcycle accident with the jet skis. I like motorcycles. I like cars. So I love motorcycles, but can't do it right now.
yeah,
And for good reasons.
yeah,
'Cause, like, for good reasons. But I'm more of a action type of person. Like I like the parasailing. I like to go shooting, um, hunting,
interesting. So
yeah,
outdoor
stuff like that.
activities,
Yeah, outdoor activities. I'm an outside person.
very cool, very cool. So Amron, as we wrap up, and we really appreciate your time and you sharing your story of coming up in boxing, your life. Um, what would you like to tell everybody during these tough times? I guess it's a two-part question. First thing, before we answer that question, what would you tell up and coming fighters or people that have an interest in boxing
Mhm.
and are in the amateurs or want to learn about the sport? What would you share with them first? And then second, you can share how you feel or what you'd like to share with those during these tough times.
Oh, to the upcoming fighters, you just got to keep going. You have to keep going. I know even me, I had down times to be like, this don't make no sense. Like, why am I wasting all my time doing this? But it's always like, you have to see it's always light at the end of the tunnel. Because even me pro, before I got signed, I used to have a lot of down days. Like, why am I doing this? I'm wasting so much time. I could get a job, do all type of other stuff. But if boxing is really what you do, what you really want to do, you got any of the top world champions, there's always a hard time before the shine.
Mm,
So though mine and are looking good right now, you just gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep pushing. You got like you in a fighting game, you have to fight. Life is a fight. So
mm. A lot of
just gotta keep
sacrifices.
fighting. A lot of sacrifice.
Mm.
Because a lot of times I want to go home, go out, party, but you can't party because if you have a fight on Saturday or Friday, why would you go partying the last weekend? So even before a fight, you shouldn't be, engaging with girls, out partying, drinking, smoking. No,
Focused.
you gotta be grinding. You gotta be focused, dedicated to your craft. You gotta dedicate yourself to your craft, and that's what I did, and it's opened a lot of doors for me. Meeting a lot of people. We're on a good part right now, so we just gotta stay locked in. Even the quarantine, I'm not allowed to fight. But you always gotta I don't know when I'm gonna fight again. To
Mm.
say, so I gotta stay grinding. The
Definitely.
fact that it don't look good, you gotta stay. So when that phone call come,
Persevere.
yeah, so you always gotta stay grounded.
So sacrifice and perseverance. Those are
That's all.
the key to the success. And there's light at the end of the tunnel. So we appreciate you
It
sharing
is.
that to those that are watching and young and up and coming fighters or people have interest in getting into boxing. So thank you for
Yeah.
that, those kind, or you sharing that. Now, and to wrap up, Amron, what would you like to share with those during these tough times? Um,
You gotta just take the precautions. We have a deadly virus out there. Sure, nobody wants to catch it. Nobody wants it to kill a loved one. So, hey, if they say stay 6 foot apart, stay 8 foot apart.
mm,
Just don't say 6 foot, because it's you just gotta wear it out till the storm over. Even though it might not look good, but just you gotta take the precautions. It doesn't make sense, being so in a rush to get out to make the
mm,
fair. Because if you rush to get out, it might get worse. You might catch it. You might die.
mm.
Um, so just relax. Just relax. It's going to be over. It's I'll say this is going to make it change the world, because the world, I don't think the world will go back to how it was. I would say
Mm.
everybody would be more cautious. Like even like yesterday, I went in the Publix and it was like a little crowded. I was like, I don't really like this.
An
So
adjustment. It's a big adjustment
yeah,
for a lot of
it's going
people.
to be a big adjustment. But right now, you just gotta take the precautions, weather the storm, and just be smart.
Definitely.
Stay sanitized, stay clean.
Definitely.
Just right.
Well, Amran, we truly appreciate your time from Team La Perla, from myself. It's a pleasure to see you. I'm glad you're continuing to be healthy, safe,
Yeah, you,
proactive.
you too, man.
Um,
I'm happy to
Definitely.
see you too.
Yeah, and we have Amron Sands here, professional boxer, 11-0, heavyweight by the way of Bahamas, 9 knockouts. We thank you so much for your time,
No
and
problem,
stay
man.
safe, my friend.
Okay, you too.
We'll be in touch. Thank you.
Okay, bye.